Mate! You up for a beer? Awesome. See you in a bit. G'day Cassie and hello everyone to another episode of A Beer With, where we're turning social distancing into distant socializing. See what I did there? So today we're here with one of Australia's most legendary people in the craft beer industry. She's Australia's first female cicerone. She's part of the team behind the legendary Stomping Ground Brewing Co. Cassie O'Neill. Woo!
Woo! Thanks for having me. Cheers, Craig.
I could think no one better to have a long distance beer with. So thanks for coming on the show. So Cassie, just quickly, I mentioned, I know I haven't got my beer yet. I mentioned that you're Australia's first female cicerone. Just for the folks at home, what is a cicerone and how do I get that job?
So you don't have your beer yet? The service there must be terrible.
I'm cracking it now. This is just that sound.
So a cicerone is an expert in beer, serving beer mostly, styles, history, draft beer systems, how to taste beer, how to taste if beer tastes good or tastes bad. Yeah, there are different levels of it.
So it's safe to say, Cassie, you know more about beer than I will probably ever know about beer. Is that a true statement?
Well, that depends on whether you're planning on taking your cicerone, Craig. Maybe with all of your free time, you could do that.
You never know. There's some good study time there. Well, the good thing is that none of that fancy beer knowledge is going to be of any use to you during this session because I'm going to throw you some curly questions. But first of all, tell us what are we drinking today? What have we got in front of us here?
We have got a Stomping Ground Hop Stomper IPA. I think Hop Stomper is the Stomping Ground staff beer of choice. It's the beer that we all love. It's a West Coast IPA.
Okay, and again, West Coast IPA, is there something sort of in particular about that compared to all the other IPAs out there, or?
Yeah, so I guess West Coast IPAs were kind of the style that started the craft beer revolution in the States, I guess, 20, 25, 30 years ago now. And obviously in the last couple of years, there's been a bit of a kind of, I guess, hazy IPAs are a bit more on trend than West Coast IPAs. But I think it's the real IPA, I guess, depends who you ask.
Well, cheers, mate. Let's have a
cheers, mate. Slancha.
Slancha.
Cheers.
Chin.
I actually am drinking out of a palm glass.
Oh, that's nice. You know, I think this could be another little part of this video is like checking out everyone's weird beer glass collection.
Glassware, yeah. I almost used a blobfish glass.
Yeah. So if you were to describe this beer as someone you met at a cocktail party, how would you describe them?
I always think that Hop Stomper has a massive kind of punch of pineapple aroma. So maybe it would be somebody in a party shirt drinking a pina colada at a party, which is kind of probably me.
Maybe a silly hat kind of sombrero thing.
No. Don't be ridiculous.
I don't know, to me, I think Hop Stomper's the bouncer at the door. Kind of going, mate, not with those shoes. No, you're not coming in. It's got that, big, bold kind of punchiness to it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, one fun fact. You mentioned IPAs before, West Coast IPAs. One fun fact that you think people might not know about India Pale Ales?
Fun fact about IPAs, something I found out recently, which I didn't know, is the first kind of registered term, the first time that they used the term India Pale Ale was actually in Australia, and it was in the Sydney Gazette. They were talking about beer being brought over from England. Yep. And they used the term East India Pale Ale, and apparently that is the first time they can find of anyone ever talking about it.
So Australia, forget the West Coast of America, Australia exactly. With the IPA.
Yeah, maybe it was in Perth.
we're claiming that one.
Nice.
All right, one more question I've got is, we talk about food and beer pairing, beer and cheese and different meats and so on. I want to hear about what's the most unusual food that you think might go well with this beer.
I would probably pair this beer with a splice.
A splice?
Yeah.
The classic Aussie icy pole.
Indeed. I think the bitterness would cut through the creaminess, but then you've got that kind of pine lime thing going on, so you got some citrus.
I'm with you. I think the combinations of ice cream and beer have yet to be truly explored.
Yet to be truly explored, indeed.
Yeah, we're gonna go down that rabbit hole. I think it's good. Cassie, thanks so much. Appreciate your time today, and it's been amazing having a beer with you. There you have it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed our chat with Cassie. Times are pretty tough right now, as we all know. It's important you call your friends, get on the phone, the video chat, grab a beer from your local brewery. Just makes it more fun. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, Greg.